I used to spend half my day making AWS diagrams. Now, it takes me about 15 seconds. So this is probably what you're used to, right? Dragging your EC2 instance from one place to another, then connecting every single VPC, make sure it aligns properly. It's a tedious task to generate these architecture diagrams. And the second something changes in the infrastructure, it's all obsolete. So I have the solution for it. So forget all of that. What if I could tell you you could have your agent do it for you via an agent skill? Let's take a look. So here I am. I'm in the GitHub repository for the official AWS Labs repository. And there's the agent plugins folder. And in here, there's AWS architecture diagram folder with a skill.md file, which I will click on this skill.md file, copy the URL, because I'm going to be using Kiro to implement this agent skill. So I have a project here that's using CDK, so it has several AWS services involved. I'm going to just go to my chat session, and before I do that, I need to import the skill. So I'll go to the ghost icon here, click on the plus icon, agent steering and skills, global agent skills, import skill from GitHub, and paste the URL to the skill.md file. And it should import here, and you will now be able to access the skill using a slash command. So let's take a look. Let's see if it'll generate our architecture diagram for us. And it's using draw.io underneath the hood. So I'll say generate an architecture diagram for me for this project using this skill, AWS architecture diagram. So I use the slash command so that I enabled the skill to be applied in this prompt, and I'll submit my prompt. And now Kiro is going to actually look through that particular skill.md file and also analyze my project's workspace and all the files involved, including my CRUD API stack and other cloud resources that I have deployed. So it's going to discover what's going on first, and then once it discovers everything, it's applying the agent skills with best practices for draw.io, which I can show you what that looks like, these other reference files, while we're waiting for it to generate the diagram. So if I go to AWS architecture diagram, go to references, you will see examples of markdown files containing best practices for AWS architecture diagram generation. The icon shape, icon colors, even draw.io templates with actual code that it can look at as examples, reference code on how to implement draw.io code. And yeah, by the time it's done, it'll give us our own draw.io file, which we can upload into draw.io and see the architecture diagram immediately. So it's creating it right now. Let's take a look. All right, it created this draw.io file. I'm just going to copy all this and go to draw.io right here and file, new, share. Just create from here. Or I'll do file import from device, and I will find the particular project where I was at, CRUD API. There we go. So I imported that, and now there you go. You can see the architecture diagram right away. Awesome. So never have to manually create your AWS architecture diagrams again. You can use Kiro or your favorite agentic coding assistant of your choice. We like to use Kiro over here. And that particular agent skills repo that is from official AWS Labs, which I'll link in the description. Have fun trying it out and let me know how it goes. Peace.